Hey there, CJ Math students. Welcome to homework R.13, dividing fractions review. It's practice homework due tomorrow. You can check your answers with calculator. So directions say find each quotient by flipping the second fraction, then looking to cross cancel and multiplying straight across. So the first thing we do when we divide is we take the second fraction and we flip it. We invert it. We find the reciprocal of it. So it's 1/2 times 2 over 3. And yes, I want you to write that out. Now we look to see if we can cross cancel before multiplying straight across. So I ask myself, do 1 and 3 have anything bigger than 1 that I can divide them both by? The answer is no. Do 2 and 2 have anything bigger than 1 that I can divide them both by? Yes, I can divide them both by 2. So 2 divided by 2 becomes 1, 2 divided by 2 becomes 1, and now I can multiply straight across. When I multiply straight across, 1 times 1 is 1, 1 times 3 is 3, and my answer is 1/3. This is showing alt work. If I were you, I would pause the video right now and try and do number 2 on your own. Number 3. Again, we got a fraction here, so we invert the second fraction and we change our division to multiplication. So it becomes 3/4 times 7/10. Now I look to see if I can cross cancel anything. 4 and 7 have nothing in common that I can divide them by that's bigger than 1, and 3 and 10 have nothing in common that I can divide them by that's bigger than 1. So I just multiply straight across. 3 times 7 is 21, 4 times 10 is 40, and my answer is C. Okay. And lastly, number 5. Notice when I have a whole number, in order to make it a fraction, I just put it over 1. So now that I've put it over 1, I have a fraction that I can invert. So I should have 1/4 times, not 2 over 1, but 1 over 2 after I'd inverted my fraction. Notice there's nothing that I can cross cancel, so I just multiply straight across. 1 times 1 is 1, 4 times 2 is 8, my answer is B. Alright, so now it says find each quotient by first changing all mixed numbers to improper fractions. Remember, that's our big stop sign when we see a mixed number. We got to change it to an improper fraction. Then flipping the second fractions, looking to cross cancel, and multiplying straight across. So first thing we're going to do is change this. So 1 times 5 is 5. So I have 6 over 5 divided by 1/4. Notice I didn't change or flip anything yet. Now I'm going to flip, and I'm going to rewrite the problem 6 over 5 times 4 over 1. Alright? So I look to see if I can cross cancel anything between 6 and 1, 5 and 4. There's nothing bigger than 1 in those pairs that I can divide them by, so my answer, straight across, I get 24 over 5. Obviously 24 over 5 isn't there because it's improper. So I ask myself, how many times does 5 go into 24? I know it goes in there 4 times because that's 20. I know I have 4 left over. So my answer, 4 and 4/5. Okay? I would like you to make sure that you copy this one exactly like I just did. Pause the video and then try and do number 8. Okay? Number 9, 1 and 2/2 divided by 1/3. So what I'm going to do first is change these to improper fractions. My first improper fraction is 3 over 2, still divided by 4 over 3. Now that I've changed them, now I'll flip them. I don't try and flip them all in one swoop because then I might get confused by what fractions I originally had and what fractions I should have flipped and whatnot. It's much easier this way. All right. Is there anything to cross cancel between 3 and 4 and 2 and 3? The answer is no. So multiply straight across. I get 9 over 8. And again, 8 goes into 9 one time with 1 left over. So that gives me 1 and 1/8. Right? So A. Again, I'd pause the video, copy this exactly how I did it, and then try and do number 10. Alright, I'm actually going to skip number 11. I'll allow you to do that. Number 13, I'll do one of these word problems. So it says, a student has a desk that has an area of 15/16 square meter. The width of the desk is 5/4 meters. What is the length? So basically they're telling you, I've got this desk, I've got this desk here. It's a rectangle. They're saying the area, the space inside, area is equal to 15/16. And then they're saying it's got the width right here of 5/4. But we have no idea what the length is. Well, if you know anything about area, it's equal to length times width, right? So if I have the area and I have the width, but I don't have the length, it's like having the answer to a multiplication problem without one of the factors. So it's almost like saying I had 42 is equal to something times 6. Well, what is that something? Well, I could do 42 divided by 6, and I could make it 7. So this is just a division problem, right? We're doing 15 over 16 divided by 5 over 4. Right? So I flip my second fraction, and I get 15 over 16 times 4 over 5, and I look to cross cancel. I can divide both 16 and 4 by 4. 16 divided by 4 is 4, 4 divided by 4 is 1. I can divide both 15 and 5 by 5. 15 divided by 5 is 3, 5 divided by 5 is 1. When I multiply straight across, I get 3 times 1 is 3, 4 times 1 is 1. So I get 3/4, and make sure you put your unit meters. All right, that's it. You're going to do the rest of the word problems on your own. Call me if you have questions. Show all work. Pause the video, rewind, rewatch if you have to.